London, you're back in town. How does it feel to be here?
It feels great. It's so exciting to be at BFI. I mean, to be at Flair, like I was telling Cynthia and Jonathan Bailey about this, and they were like, "Oh my God, you go!" And I'm like, I know this is a very fun, wonderful sort of event to be at. So
By the way, you look fabulous.
Thank you.
You came correct.
Bridal. It's giving bridal.
Congratulations. I saw the film a few days ago. Bravo.
Oh, thank you.
Funny, smart, touching. And when you do something that's so loved, and I know it's a reimagining, you know there's loads more pressure on it.
Sure.
It was received really well at Sundance, and now you're here for Flair. Are you ready for the love? Because you guys did such a beautiful job.
Oh, thanks. I'm ready for whatever. I feel like being in things that are sort of emotional, that have this sort of fanfare around them, between like Wicked and SNL and this, I feel like I'm used to people being polarized, and which is not to say that this is what's going to happen. I've been conditioned now to be ready for anything.
But you know what? You've just said exactly what I wanted to ask you. SNL, Wicked, this beautiful film, The Wedding Banquet, you are having your moment and your flowers. Please tell me you are enjoying it. I mean, how does it feel?
It feels amazing. I journaled about the last month finally the other day, and it's all gratitude. It's all incredulity at like how wonderful these things are. I'm so lucky. I'm so grateful. I'm really happy to celebrate this.
And to do a film like this, I'm wondering, younger you, how much would a festival like this have meant to you? It's like the biggest queer festival in Europe.
Yes.
For film.
I mean, 39 years, I think. Yeah.
Look at you.
Look.
Someone's read the press release.
I read up. It would have meant everything. I feel like growing up where I grew up, I didn't fully have access to things like this, and just to know that things like this are steady and that they survive through different periods and celebrate everything, or a big tent for everything, I feel like is giving me a lot of hope for the future too. Just that it will withstand so much.
Have you started writing that book yet? The Gaga book? That
oh my gosh.
day you said you were going to write all about your emotions.
I was it could fill a book. We went through so many ups and downs only because it was about the sketches that we wrote. They were in flux, in jeopardy. Then we had to cut them down by 2 minutes, and then we weren't even sure if they were going to make it to air. And so it was just like this roller coaster. But I knew the entire day, I was like, no matter what happens, I'm just to be grateful for this week. I got to spend it with Gaga.
I saw the podcast moment was so beautiful. Was it everything you would have imagined and dreamt it would be?
It was even more than what I imagined and dreamt it would be.
Why? Tell me why.
Because she was so dropped in. She was so present with us. And the BTS's, she had a rough morning that day. She was in some pain because of her condition, and she, we gave her the out. We were like, please, we can totally reschedule if she's not feeling well. And she made it a point to come in. She was like, I really wanted to do this. And so that was even more touching. I mean, it was above and beyond, both for the podcast, she was above and beyond, and for SNL, she was
besties now.
Splendid. Besties, gosh, I mean, I wouldn't venture to say that, but I mean, I feel like I did get to connect with her on a human level, which I never expected.
Ariana said you bought a gun on set of Wicked, and I think you need to clarify, because that headline looked quite intense.
It was a fake parody headline from The Onion, but we had a laugh about it, and so she laughed about it, I laughed about it, I posted it. It's not real. I did not bring a gun to set. No.
And listen, Wicked, the second part, congratulations. The first one has totally changed the world. I think we all fell in love with it. As you're digesting all of that love and that whole journey with the film, are you ready for part two?
I am ready for part two, but you know what I'm realizing? It's only been like 4 months since the film came out. It hasn't even been that long in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, it's been totally life-changing. I'm so excited for part two. John M. Chu, everyone in post is hard at work on it.
And what for your character, what can we expect?
I think he moves up the ranks with Galinda, but I think he, in the end, gets his just desserts too. We're not rooting for Fanny. Do you know what I mean?
And my final question is this: for everybody that's looking at you, I know you've got this confidence, you're glowing, you're living a beautiful life, but it's been a journey to be you, authentic, and be as loud as you can in the world. What advice would you give?
Oh my gosh. My advice is to just know yourself before you ever care about what the world thinks about you. They can never dictate anything about you that you know to be true. I think those are words to live by, and I feel like I've learned that in the last couple of years.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.